Alec Baldwin, did you think we were really done with you? Did you think that you could really just walk away from what you did? That you could just skirt away, shoot someone, kill them, leave them dead on the floor of a movie set, and then walk off, shave your beard, go hang out and act like nothing had happened? And by the way, the DA out there in New Mexico has come out and stated that Alec Baldwin is still under investigation. The entire situation is still under investigation, which means he could still be charged for this. And so there's debate raging now. And Tim Pool's weighed in on this, and I've seen Viva Frei weigh in on this as well online. Andrew Branca, who is a fantastic lawyer when it comes to self-defense and firearm issues, really suggests go watching all three of those guys. Their analysis is incredible. Did Alec Baldwin merely commit involuntary manslaughter, or did he actually, in fact, commit murder, right? And think about this, go back to it. We were told in the first 24 hours, what was the first thing? And you saw everyone in the media saying this, repeating it over and over and over and over. Prop gun, prop gun, prop gun, prop gun, prop gun. And you remember thinking, wait a minute, how is it possible that someone could be killed with a prop gun? Surely prop gun sounds like something that couldn't actually fire a live round. You know, maybe something with wadding, maybe something with a blank or a dummy around. How could a prop gun fire this? But you heard it over and over. That, my friends, is what we call regime disinformation operation. They turned on the reality distortion machine and said that over and over and over because they knew that people were paying attention to this thing. So the first story they had to get out, regardless of what the truth was the one that a lot of people were going to remember. Just like when they said Kyle Rittenhouse came, shot 3 people, and they really made you think, they kept saying Black Lives Matter protesters, Black Lives Matter protesters, BLM protesters. There are millions of people who vote today that even after the trial, even after all the exoneration of Kyle Rittenhouse, they will still believe that he shot black protesters. Just not true, just simply not true. But here's the new thing with Alec Baldwin. He said in his ABC interview with Stephanopoulos, a former President Clinton staffer, that he didn't pull the trigger. But then other people have come out and pointed out that with the antique Colt 45 revolver, it's not possible to fire that without pulling the trigger. You have to drop the hammer and then pull the trigger. So here's what other people have been saying. But I want to go back and play 2 clips. I want to play 2 clips for you from Alec Baldwin. The first is Alec Baldwin describing what happened, and the second is Alec Baldwin when he was confronted by a reporter from the New York Post just this week.
An angle that may not have ended up in the film at all. But we kept doing this, and so then I said to her, now in this scene, I'm going to cock the gun. And I said, do you want to see that? And she said, yes. So I take the gun and I start to cock the gun. I'm not going to pull the trigger. I said, do you see that? She goes, well, just cheat it down and tilt it down a little bit like that. And I cock the gun. I go, can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see that? And she says, and then I let go of the hammer of the gun and the gun goes off.
At the moment, the decisive
That was the moment the gun went off, yeah. That was the moment the gun went off.
Wait, Mr. Baldwin, I have to ask you, what brings you to New York City?
I asked you to leave.
Mr. Baldwin, who's here?
I asked you to go away. Please go away.
The photograph under somebody's private home.
This is not anyone's private home. Are you?
Private home.
This is public property.
Go away. Stop.
Who's here? Did you really not pull the trigger? Do you believe it went off without you pulling the trigger? Was it a malfunction?
Alec Baldwin, there's something that we know about this guy. He flies off the handle. Or, to use another phrase, he's easily triggered. And this guy, we know, has used violence when he becomes triggered. So is it that hard to imagine that in a situation like that, when someone's telling him to do something again and again and again, pull it out, draw the gun, pull it out, draw the gun, pull it out, draw the gun, cock the hammer, cock the hammer, cock the hammer. Is it so much to believe that in an act of frustration at somebody, he snapped and pulled the trigger? Now that doesn't mean that he necessarily meant to kill anybody or for someone to die. Thought it would just do a click. I think it's plausible, and I think that we need all footage of this event to be released.
This is Charlie Kirk, founder and CEO of Turning Point USA. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Turning Point USA.